Welcome in, YCN Sports Talk. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide in studio today, and we have a lot to talk about. NBA Finals are wrapped up. Red Sox are in full swing, and we have another touchscreen segment. We're going to be naming our top 5 AL MVP candidates for this year so far. So let's get into the baseball. Andrew, David Price pitched last night, Tuesday night, in the second game at home against the Phillies. His fourth game, I think it was, and his first game at home. Mixed results. He looked good at some points, but then he still is struggling a little bit with the 4 walks to find his control.
Yeah, there were definitely mixed results. I think he let up, it was 4 hits and 4 walks. Obviously, those 4 walks are not good. I think he went 6 innings, though, with 3 earned runs, so that's still technically a quality start. But it was against the Phillies.
Right.
And there are arguably the weakest offensive lineup in the game. Their best player, I think, Altair, a younger guy, he hit the 2-run home run. So that was really their best batter. So I guess you could maybe say, well, that makes sense.
At least the best guy beat him.
Right, exactly. So I mean, you are hoping for a little better, but only his 4th start. He's still kind of getting his control back. So mixed results, but I think overall it was good, and obviously they came out with a win in the end. So I think it was overall, it was good.
Right, yeah.
Not great. That's
right, and they won the first 2 games at home, part of the home-and-home series, 2 against the Phillies at home, and then they go to Philadelphia for 2 more starting on Wednesday night, starting tonight. So David Price on the field, he was getting better. He had the good start against Baltimore, then he kind of regressed, got hit around pretty hard at Yankee Stadium, which historically he's not figured out how to pitch at Yankee Stadium. And even when he was with Tampa Bay and Detroit and Toronto, his ERA at Yankee Stadium has just not been good. So you got the on-field issues that you're working through. What about the off-field issues? Is this guy ever going to fit in here in Boston, or is it just too much pressure? I mean, he's blowing up at a reporter. He's frustrated with fans and the media in general. It just seems like, I still believe, in not this year, but the next year, after 2018, he's going to opt out just because he's not happy here.
Yeah, it's tough to say. I think if you're at all sensitive, it's going to be tough to play here, especially if you're not playing to the best of your ability, which he hasn't. And he's got a lot of criticism, and he has not handled it very well. He's he loves using Twitter, right? And he responds to a lot of fans on Twitter.
Yes, he does.
It's kind of a harder environment for him to pitch in. But you have to think contract-wise. I mean, he's making, $31 million a year or something. Does he think he's going to get more money if he opts out? Yeah, I don't know if another team is going to pay him more than what he's making. So to him, I mean, the question is, do you want all of that money, or do you want to pitch in a more friendly environment? I don't know. I mean, if he can turn his season around and pitch in the second half of like he did last season, then, I mean, people are going to accept him and embrace him, and it'll be fine. I mean, he just has to understand it's Boston. He's going to get criticism, even probably if he's pitching pretty well. There's always going to be some people.
Well, there's a couple things. So he signed a 7-year deal, $210 million. That was last year. So this is his second year. So after 3 years, he'll have earned, he said $30 million a year, so he'll have earned $90 million. So he'll have $120 million left on his deal. I think he could go out and get a 4-year deal from someone for, say, even if it's $20 million a year, that's $80 million. So now he's shorted himself $40 million. But maybe he doesn't mind that. So when you start playing with the numbers, contracts aren't going down. So even a guy like him has a couple good seasons, even if they're not great, he's going to make $20 to $25 million. So maybe he'll sacrifice $5 million a year to pitch somewhere else.
Maybe that would be worth it to him. I mean, he already has so much money. I mean, I don't even know what you would do with that amount of money.
At that point, what's 20 or 25?
Exactly right. You lose $5 million, but you play in a better place that's more suited, and you're happier. Right? How much is that worth to him? I could see that being worth a good amount to him. Finishing the at least kind of the end of his prime, with a different team, making less money, but he might be happier. It could be worth it.
Fun fact, David Price has blocked me on Twitter. So
really?
Yes, he did. I tweeted at him years ago, before he was with the Red Sox, and then he blocked me.
Wow.
So then I know firsthand. That's real.
Wow. What did you say to him?
It was after he hit Ortiz, I think, in one of the games, and then Madden defended him, and he and I said something about it. on Twitter
And he didn't
to
like
him.
it?
He didn't like it.
What
He
a
blocked
baby.
me.
What
I
a
know,
baby.
right?
Come on.
So I don't know. It's a tough place to play.
Yeah.
Us media folk, we're
Right.
we're brutal. So we're gonna take our first break. When we come back, we'll get into some NBA finals and wrap that up. Obviously, Warriors winning that one 4-1. We'll talk about that when we come back. You're watching YCN Sports Talk.